Yo, this is Conan. You're listening to World of Wrestling podcast with Tax and Rich. Boom.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the World of Wrestling podcast. My name is Rich, and as always, I'm joined by my good buddy Tax. How you doing, man?
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you listen to us. I am doing very well, thank you very much. I'm now sat in a different room in the new palatial mansion. I'm sat in what will be a spare bedroom because I took the table out of my daughter's playroom to replace it with a futon, so I can have a separate TV area in there for a later date when she's old enough just to fuck off out of my life.
I will put a caveat on this one. It is boiling fucking hot in the UK at the moment, so I do have a fan on fairly far away from me, so if there is a slight whirring, go fuck yourself. I don't care. It's really warm.
It's really funny. We planned to record this on Tuesday of this week, and then we were like, no, it's a bit too hot. Let's do it tomorrow. And then my daughter decided to have an absolute breakdown at bedtime. By the time I got her to sleep, it's been like, all you'll just hear from me on this podcast, if we do it, will be you going, got anything else to add? No.
Yeah, this one was delayed a week because I had some family stuff going on. My mum broke her knee. And then we delayed a couple of days. So, yes, just sticking with us. It's been a bit more regular than we'd like it to at the moment. But, you know, we've got a hell of a next 3 episodes coming up, though.
Yeah, and before we get started, as we spoke about and obviously edited out quite a lot of the Speaking Out movement episode that we covered a while ago, I've now finally had time to go through my T-shirts of pro wrestling promotions and wrestlers that I had purchased, and I've managed to charity shop about 90% of my wardrobe. So, like me, if you are in the need of a nice summer T-shirt, or you can even cut the sleeves off and turn it into a vest, I urge you to go to amazon.co.uk, search World of Wrestling Podcast, buy a T-shirt, because I've ordered like 20 now, because I just needed T-shirts. So,
Sweet.
That's all I'll wear to work. It's great for in the gym, great for at work, great for at home, great if you want to go for one of these socially distanced dates where you've now got to wear a mask when you bang someone from behind under government guidance. You know?
Sure.
Maybe you've got a bit of a jelly belly from lockdown and you've got a date and you want to cover the gut. Get a World of Wrestling Podcast T-shirt. The ladies will love it, probably, and they won't see your man paunch. Buy a T-shirt.
So yeah,
15 quid.
Amazon.co.uk, search World of Wrestling Podcast, you'll find it. It's 15 quid. It's super cheap.
I used to be complimented for these wonderful transitions and links into selling these T-shirts, and now I think it's just gone off the rail, going to completely the other way.
That one was a bit long. Like, you know.
I just wanted to get in the government guidance on having sex during a pandemic with someone you don't live with, suggesting you don't have face-to-face positions, and you've got to wear a mask.
It was properly out of the left field. It was a bit surreal. I enjoyed it. It was good fun.
It's basically anything that goes on at Arena Mexico backstage.
No comment. So today we are going to be starting our Bret versus Owen trilogy. Obviously, Bret Hart, Owen Hart. We are today starting with WWF's WrestleMania 10. A classic. I realized straight away, as soon as I started watching this show, we'll go over the details in a minute, I started realizing that I don't think I've ever watched this whole show in full until now.
Oh, really? Well, interestingly, from the prequel podcast, one of my really early memories of wrestling was on this show during the Savage and Crush match, which we'll get to.
Oh, right.
So I mentioned that.
Was it the scaffolding bit?
Yeah, basically the finish.
Okay.
And I remember that one from the prequel episode when we started this, that's one of the first really niche sort of pins and stipulations that I remember, because, you know, this was on the 20th of March in 1994. So I would have been 11 at this stage. No, I would have been 10. I would have been 11 later in this year.
Dude, this was my 8th birthday. My birthday is the 20th of March.
And unlike you, who was 8, this WrestleMania was dubbed 10 years in the making. Well done, creative. It's almost like they're booking it now. 10 years in the making, and it's WrestleMania 10. Jesus Christ.
We definitely need to go into the backstory of Owen and Bret a little bit, but did you think watching this show, WrestleMania 10, that a lot of it was kind of just carny bullshit?
I thought,
as in the booking and the segments, not the wrestling, just to clarify, but like all the bits in between were just like, what?
look, and I know we'll get to it. If you're talking about the Fink being given a wig and a Bill Clinton impersonator being like hounded by Money Inc. for most of it, no, I thought it was perfect and completely legitimate.
Brilliant. So we are at Madison Square Garden, New York City, the 20th of March 1994, my 8th birthday. WWE Network is where I watched it. Obviously, this was live on pay-per-view. I'm assuming you watched it on the network as well.
I watched it on the network, soon to be home for terrible Progress Wrestling.
Don't know what you're talking about. So the attendance for this show, for a WrestleMania, remember, was 18,065 people. And that seems very small, but Madison Square Garden is small. So there we go.
Still didn't make $1 million on the gate, though. It made 960,000 and had a pay-per-view buy rate of a 1.68, which was down from the 2.0 that WrestleMania 9 had reached. So it was a lower buy rate and still a gate of under $1 million.
I mean, talk about shows you have to apologize for with your next one. WrestleMania 9 is that one that, we need to apologize for here. Let's put on a good show tonight, boys.
Yeah, and I think, as we'll get to, I think all in all, they did a great job of it.
I fucking love this show. Absolutely adore it. This is prime wrestling for me.
I will say this now. The fact that obviously we've got some in-between segments, which are... I mean, obviously it's aimed at mainstream because it's Mania. As they kept on going on this time, this is the Super Bowl of professional wrestling, because Starrcade was still shit at this stage, but it was starting to get better because that's when you had the NWO coming through. But you have to have these celebrity crossovers. You have to have this. Well, you don't have to, but they do. They have the stars from 90210. You had Burt Reynolds, who was buzzed off his tits, turning up to this. So it's all the stuff with Mania that I enjoy. Obviously, they're not celebrities that I'm aware of other than Burt Reynolds. But the fact that there are...
there's one in the opening that we'll get to in a minute, but...
But there are storylines here that
talk about coked up to your eyes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Lawler. But there are storylines running into this that actually do... There are stories in pretty much most of these cards, excluding something to do with, Mr. Whippleman, John Tenter, and Adam Bomb later on in this card. Most of the main matches,
best match of the night, but yeah.
Even when you're looking at Bam Bam and Luna against Doink and Dink, there was actually a storyline going into that.
Just saying it out loud makes me laugh. It's Bam Bam and Luna against Doink and Dink. You're like, what? How is this a thing? So yeah, absolutely. Even the story for that, it's fun, it's interesting, it's engaging.
So, but because obviously we are covering, as Rich said before, we are covering our Bret Owen trilogy. But the main thing that WWE were promoting for WrestleMania 10 was that they were having 2 WWF heavyweight title matches after the controversial ending of the 1994 Royal Rumble, where both Luger and Bret simultaneously eliminated each other. Luckily, they didn't have as many camera people around at the time.
Sure, yeah.
So basically, what had happened for the main storyline going into, well, what they wanted to be their main storyline, so revolving around the WWE title, was that after a disagreement between referees at Rumble in 1994, where they did the whole thing of someone raises Bret's hand and they play the music, then they played Luger's hand and realised he can't be our champion. So what happened?
Facts, mate. Absolute facts. You know it.
In storyline mode, Jack Tunney, love a bit of Jack Tunney on this card, basically said both wrestlers would get a title match at Mania, and basically both were declared winners of the Rumble. And in classic WWE fashion, they agreed on whoever won the coin toss first would face Yoko for the belt. He's the current champion. And Luger won the coin toss, so he had to fight Yoko first, but it was decided that they would have to wrestle twice that evening. So as Luger was going to face Yoko, it would be unfair for Bret to not have an opponent, and step forward Owen Hart,
who is one of my all-time favourites. Bret and Owen both are some of my favourites, but I always felt attached to Owen for some reason. I think it's his awesome, silly personality. One of my favourite Owen characters ever is Owen as part of the Nation. enough's enough and it's time for a change and this sort of shit.
With his
I
hazard,
just think he's,
I was going to say, with his hazard warning tape on his gear.
I just think he's a hilarious human being, which is an absolute favourite of mine. Brett is just the excellence of execution, man. He's just the best. He's really, really fucking good. And seeing them together is just such a privilege, So
yeah. Do you want me to set the scene of how we got to Owen and Brett at this stage?
Sure, go for it.
So this stems back to Survivor Series of 1993, where we have the Hearts versus the King's Court. And Owen was the only one eliminated. And also, so that led to some start of dissension in the ranks. They also had an issue where another tag match as well, where Owen was fighting in the ring and Brett had been injured, in inverted commas, was staggering along the ring apron. And then they showed this clip in the vignettes that we see, that Owen ran into Brett, causing Owen to lose focus, and then he got eliminated. And that was the Survivor Series match. He returned to the ring, confrontation with Brett, and in the following weeks, Owen demanded a match with Brett. And in Vince McMahon style in the booking, Brett refused to accept the challenge. He's never going to face his own brother. Why would they do that? Rah, rah, rah. So,
I realised watching these kind of montages back that explain all this, they recycled this storyline for Kane and Undertaker.
Yeah, because it worked.
Yeah, I never realised up until this point. I'm like, oh shit, this is exactly the same story.
If you go to WrestleMania 25 for Matt and Jeff Hardy as well.
Yeah, not quite the same, but we'll get that.
So both pilled up. However,
the story was trash too, but yeah, let's stick with Owen and Brett. Go on.
So we get to Rumble 94, and the two have made some form of reconciliation. They're going to go and reunite and face the Quebecers, the Mountie and the Pirate, or PCO as he's more commonly known as. And again, during the match, Brett suffered yet, inverted commas, another injury. The referee had to end the match. So Owen was upset by this, that Brett had cost him another match, and he turned on him with that iconic kick to the leg.
He kicked his leg out of his leg.
and
legit one of my favourite pro wrestling moments of all time. I'm gonna kick the leg out of your leg. It's the way he trails off as he says it. It's so fucking funny.
And Brett absolutely crumbled underneath that leg out from his leg.
Sure, he sounded like a beast, to be fair.
So if you're thinking at the time, there were the big four pay-per-views. There was Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and Rumble. You've essentially gone, even though there's still little bits building up to it before Survivor Series, you've gone half a year. You've gone half a year just to build this. And it's still not even the main focus of the story, because it's still going to be Brett, Luger, Yoko. You've just got this other story, these various layers of storytelling. And that's one of the things I really, really enjoy about this Mania. It's just the overlapping of the stories is beautifully done.
Genuinely, it really, really is. Let's dive in, yeah? I think that's most of the backstory, isn't it?
Yeah, that's me done. And then we get to Mania.
Cool, awesome. So, our commentators for this evening are Jerry Pedophile Lawler and, drumroll please, it's Vincent Kennedy McMahon! Yay! At this point, I was unbelievable! What a maneuver!
I did start doing an unbelievable tally, and I lost count at 7 about 3 matches in.
I thought Vince was kind of off form for this one in general.
I think.
What did you think?
He was just disappointed due to his general infatuation with Little Richard. I think he was just disappointed by his performance, and that's when he decided to change Johnny B. Bad's character, Mark Merrow.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing with Vince on this show is that he does the introduction like he always does, and he warms us up, and he does a great job with that. Then he gets some commentary, and he's just calling it like it's a regular show. You haven't got him going, unbelievable, every 2 minutes or all this sort of stuff. He's not like really putting it over hard. I think he's more focused on just making sure it runs better than the last WrestleMania ran, and that the storylines get put over properly.
That would make sense. And I think due to the criticism of WrestleMania 9, him feeling he had to be on commentary and not being able to be backstage and do everything. Because if you think that he's similar to how he had later in the 90s, you had like the multi-channels, so you could speak to the truck, speak to the back desk. I can imagine a lot of Vince was switch off, shout about a production thing, come back on, and that's why a lot of it was a case of unbelievable.
Exactly. Jerry Lawler, this is one of his very first things with WWF, isn't it? His first?
It's definitely his first Mania, because he'd been around in '93. Because as we mentioned in our last episode with the GWF, where Lawler was signed, I think it was late '92, early '93. Anyway, he was basically playing around here, and he'd also had his feud. Yeah, he'd had his feud with the Hearts. He'd had his stuff with Bret. Isaac Yankem had already been around, I think, at this time. I could be wrong, but I think he'd been around at this time. So it was good for the King to be actually relevant and on form, and it was a fun commentary duo.
Yeah, Jerry Lawler has a few ringers on this one. But I wanted more from Vince. He gets more enthused as the main events start to crop up. But, I don't know, just a little criticism. So our ring announcer is Bill Dunn and his mullet to start with. I say to start with because, we'll talk about that in a minute. So the show starts with a lovely, sparkly, warped WrestleMania 10 logo and straight into the opening vignette. As the show starts, this is where I realised I'm not sure I've even seen this introduction package ever. So, the opening video package, some 90s kind of emotional sitcom style music playing, showing past WrestleMania moments. I mean, that music, Tax,
brings a tear to the eye.
I wish it did. Because after the kind of like shitty sitcom music kicks out, we get and legit, I was just like, oh yeah.
It's good when you get that music.
It's like WrestleMania, dude. It's not that version. It's just the music version. But I'm desperate for them to kick in. You're like, pop it up, and it never happens. You're like, oh, come on.
I also liked that, classic WrestleMania style, multiple referees. Again, as you said, Bill Dunn, ring announcer. We did have a WrestleMania Dark match, which was not covered on the network, and I tried to find any tape of it, but I couldn't. But we would have been treated to the Bushwhackers taking on, our new favourite Roddy Piper impersonator, Tom Pritchard and Jimmy Del Rey. I
would have loved to have seen it. I wish it was on the network somewhere. I couldn't find it.
And that was the Heavenly Bodies coming out on top. But then, as you said, we go into ring introductions. We had Vince McMahon doing his rousing speech, and as always,
what do you think about? Hang on. What do you think about the tux with the red tie combination, the bow tie?
Oh, it's Vince. It pops. Red was the color of Monday Night Raw.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it felt a bit. No, this is WrestleMania. It's black tie, bro. Like, what are you doing?
But he's Vincent Kennedy, man. Damn it.
Sure. So, can I read Vince's introduction?
Fire away.
Welcome, everyone, to New York City. Really pushing New York hard on this show. Welcome to Madison Square Garden, and welcome to WrestleMania 10. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here to sing America the Beautiful, the wild man of
Johnny B.
overdubs. Ladies and gentlemen, Little Richard. I got so hyped when I realized it was Little Richard doing the introduction. Then the music kicks in, and you hear Little Richard singing, but he ain't moving his fucking mouth.
Did you ever listen to? I know, he's majority full of shit, but it's why let the truth get in the way of a good story with on Bruce Pritchard's podcast, where he'd spoken about Little Richard at WrestleMania and saying,
I haven't. How coked up was he?
He was just basically saying how shit he was. And the performance was terrible, which might be why it's a bit dubby-dub-dub.
Oh, so was it not dubbed originally?
I don't believe so. I believe that it was live and in living colour.
Interesting. We're going to have to research this. I didn't know that, otherwise I would have tried to look it up beforehand. Interesting, because it's very, very obviously dubbed. Like, he is completely out of time with everything that's happening. And he does not look to be in a good state at all.
If you notice as well some of the fan reactions during his singing, if you go back and watch it and see some of the faces in the crowd where it's one of those sort of semi-screwed up faces of
Yeah, there's a lot of that. So he's obviously been hanging out with Jake Roberts because he's coked fucking up to his eyeballs. We only see him singing for a moment or two before cutting to America montage. And it is what it is.
Good to see a shot of the USS Intrepid as well. We see that again later.
Did you also notice the Asian chap in the front row who was literally in full Shawn Michaels like cosplay from '94? So we had the chaps and the leather vest, like, you know. Oh, what a man. That was awesome.
He was a proud, proud man.
So the ring is the usual light blue WWF canvas, but we do not have the ring ropes that we're used to for WrestleManias. We have the iconic WrestleMania X black, gold, black variation. I think this is the only show they ever did this for, right?
I can't remember seeing it on another show. The black and gold.
It's kind of brilliant in that whenever I go to see an image of like Brett or whatever, like you instantly know if it's from WrestleMania X or not because of those black and gold ropes and such. And I think it's a really nice little touch.
Considering it was MSG, just the way they laid it out, and I know you can't do much with wrestling at MSG, but it just looked, just having that slight difference to the ring ropes, the big gold X behind it as they're coming down the entrance. I just thought it's simplistic and it worked.
Yeah, they've spray painted the railings gold. They've got the big sliding doors at the entrance to the Madison Square Garden entranceway. You know, it's pretty iconic, to be fair. I think it looks beautiful. I really love the setup.
And as you said, every time you see shots of Brett and Owen, or even, I mean, I was going to say even like Shawn and Razor, you know it's WrestleMania 10. You just need to look at that venue and then you just go, that's WrestleMania 10.
Yeah, it's so cool. So Vince introduces Lawler from ringside after like being shocked at how bad Little Richard was. Lawler immediately stumbles over his first line. I was like, "Wait!" They put over the Brett, Yoko, Lex, Owen matches tonight pretty hard. This is their big focus of this intro kind of talking segment. And they immediately cut to a Brett and Owen video package. And they say Brett couldn't cut a promo. Bruh. Watch this segment. Jesus Christ. These two are working strong. We've kind of gone over the backstory already, so we don't really need to go over it too much. But it's basically, you know, Owen is the shitty heel younger brother and Brett's the respectable champion, I guess, is what we're going for.
He's the young upstart who feels he's better than his big brother and is never given the opportunities. He's living in Brett's shadow. Brett's forcing him to live in his shadow.
Yeah, and obviously he kicked I can't fucking say it. He kicked
Lawler.
Brett's leg out of his leg. So we get the wide shot of Madison Square Garden as Vince and Lawler talk about the upcoming match. The spootiest of spooty pyro comes from the ceiling. Wow, it looks utterly shit.
But this is March 94. You know, indoor pyro, unless you're going to be going to like a Megadeth concert, what are you going to have?
I'd probably rather just not have the pyro because this just looks like shitty sparklers, people like dropping from the ceiling almost. Whatever.
I mean, so, I was going to say the worst thing is I was about to say, it's you know, you don't really need to have pyro. But then I just thought, why the fuck has Matt Cardona got pyro on AEW?
Because it makes it fun.
Yep.
I like pyro. Yeah, I suppose, you grumpy old bastard.
I like pyro for the right wrestler. For a chap who's allegedly only signed a 5-match deal with him and he's in the company because he's Cody's mate.
Yeah, sure. So,
and finally he's above 6 foot. So anyway, yeah, Owen out first.
Mate, I thought he looked hench the other day, but whatever, it's all good.
No,
so
I'm saying that's a good thing.
Let's talk about fucking WrestleMania 10.
No, let's talk about Matt Cardona.
Owen out first. The coolest entrance music ever, apart from the Beverly Brothers. Until his brother comes out, who has a much better music. Genuinely, right? So there's these 2 or 3 moments here that I'm just like, Fuck, you don't even need a video package. These two are so good at like telling a story. Owen comes out in the same shades that Brett wears to the ring and tears them up in front of a young fan's face once he hits the ring. And I'm like, yes. It's so good.
So simple as well.
I know. And I know it's coming, right? I know how it sounds. This music of Brett's, right? I know what the music is. I've listened to it a million times. I know it's coming. I know Brett's the opponent. But instantly, the second you hear the guitar, goosebumps just like flood down both my arms, like every single time without fail.
We've said this on previous podcasts, but the fact that people seem to omit Bret Hart as one of the greatest of all time, especially in modern fandom, because he slated Triple H once and said he'd give him a 4 out of 10. Well, in comparison to Bret Hart and the ability to cut a promo and carry the WWE for a dark period, and he didn't bang Vince's daughter like Triple H, he carried that company. He was a huge star anywhere outside of North America. He's survived being screwed over by fucking Hogan after that shit show at the end of WrestleMania 9.
Fucking A. Should have put him over.
Yeah, exactly. And had Hogan put him over, then he would have been a star in the States. But the problem was that Bret was just too good.
Yep, 100%. So, hook it to my veins, please. Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. Yes. Fuck yes. Bret gives his shades to a lucky fan at ringside who sticks his tongue out. Pretty funny. Lawler puts over Stu Hart's orthopedic tuxedo, which I thought was hilarious. Bret and Owen lock up. They break it. And Owen celebrates like he just won the fucking strap. I love Owen so fucking much. He managed to survive a lockup. And so starts celebrating. And you're like, yes, so good.
It's the whole one-upsmanship again, though, that they've managed to successfully execute from the get-go. That Owen is like, I'm better than Bret. He can't beat me at a lockup. He's not the excellence of execution. I'm the excellence of execution.
The next spot is Owen kips up out of a head scissors that Bret manages to get him into, celebrates again, and shouts at the camera, I am the best! Like, it's so funny, but so well done. Like, you totally think this is the person he actually is. You know, he's just letting it out.
Yeah, obnoxious shitbag heel. Loved it.
The match is just absolutely classic. Bret is dominant throughout. Everything they do gets a reaction. Owen finally lands a spinning heel kick after Bret's early dominance. Still one of the only guys to do this spinning heel kick, by the way. It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, him and Waltman are the only ones who know. But as you said, Owen's just perfection.
The way he immediately mocks Bret by doing Bret's outstretched hand gimmick when he lands the first move successfully. It's like, oh, it's just so good. I'm going to run out of expletives for how much I fucking love him. But it is what it is.
Do you think, from this standpoint, this was because obviously Bret wanted to get Owen over into this main event scene? How much of this match do you think was Bret? How much do you think was Owen's idea? And how much do you think was a purely collaborative standpoint?
I would say it's mostly collaborative because it's two brothers working, with and against each other at the same time. I imagine there's lots of legitimate one-upsmanship here, as in, we're going to just go out and do this. And Owen's like, oh, are we, Bret? Okay, Bret. And then they go to the ring and they kind of do it as they want to do. And they've obviously wrestled each other a million times. I think they wouldn't need to plan anything. But this match is meticulous from start to finish.
That's the reason I asked, because the little nuances, like you said, the outstretch, Owen mocking Bret's pose, the celebrating when winning a lockup. It's just those little things that, because Bret was so good at putting matches together, case in point, SummerSlam 92, where he carried the Bulldog through a whole match and one of the best matches ever.
Absolutely. But when they're hitting the high spots in this match, and there are some seriously fucking awesome spots here, do you ever think that Bret went, oh yeah, no worries, Owen, I'll take your tombstone. That's going to be perfectly safe.
that was the one thing for that whole match that did make me shudder a little bit. It's a case of bloody hell.
Well, he lands it fucking short and stiff, as Austin knows. So Owen goes for the Dynamite Kid style headbutt, but Brett rolls out the way. Brett does his sequence of atomic drop, gut punch, Russian leg sweep, backbreaker, elbow off the top so fucking smoothly. Like, I cannot iterate how smooth Brett is. It's like unfair how good he is at times. It's like, we know it's coming. We know this sequence of moves. You've seen it a million times, but every time I'm just like, fuck, this is good.
But that's the thing that worked really well with Brett. And again, the more people should go back and watch him and understand it. Every single Bret Hart match is different, but it always has that sequence of moves, that breed of familiarity where you know it's coming, but you don't expect it. You don't know. You know it's coming, but you don't know when. And the way he just fits it into the style of the match that he's in. And again, more importantly, he can do that all to opponents of most sizes.
Absolutely, man. There's this amazing sequence. Once Brett has done his stuff, Owen immediately returns the favor by landing his enziguri. And then both men reverse the sharpshooter, and you're like, the fucking logic. It's so good and sensible and smart. Then Brett does a house show dive, immediately selling his pre-injured leg, because it's like the one thing Brett should really be doing in this sequence. He gets overly confident. He takes a risk, and that leads to Owen spotting it, faking out Brett, and kicks his leg out of his leg again, and then goes to town on Brett's leg over and over and over and over. And you're like, oh, this is like phase 2, the middle section of the story. You're dragging out, like you're getting to that thing, and they're teasing you, going, look, we might do this. Owen might just beat Brett, and they really tease it beautifully. Then there's a bit of a segue here where I spot Vlad, in the ringside, superfan Vlad.
Yep.
Did you notice what he was wearing with his mates?
Oh, no, I didn't.
They had tuxedos on, right? But but they didn't have the jackets, obviously quite hot. But they had a big, instead of just like a normal white shirt, they had big WWF painted in red on the tuxedos. I was like, of course you did. Anyway, Owen has Brett's leg. Brett lands an enziguri to Owen now, using his own shit against him. Owen does Brett's chest first bump into the corner. The thing I'm like, Brett's the only guy that ever does it. You see Owen doing it, and you're like, oh, it's so fun. I was marking out like fucking crazy at this point. When you see Owen do Brett's bump, you're like, oh, that's just for us. That's just for us smart little bastards that know that's what Brett does, Huge leaping pile driver by Brett. He starts to dominate Owen, even with the sore knee. Superplexes by Brett. Vince is shouting at Brett to cover Owen because he won't do it. Brett grabs a sleeper. Owen mule kicks Brett in the bollocks. Owen locks in the sharpshooter. Brett clearly fucking taps here. Can he do that, Joey? But he's just slapping the mat. But from the camera angle, I properly thought Brett had tapped already at this point. Did you get that?
94 WWE didn't have tap outs. They were still in the lift, raising the hand and letting it drop 3 times, or just saying, I quit. They didn't have tap out at that time.
Really?
Not in WWF, they didn't. It was only later on, coming into the Attitude Era and the dawn of the UFC, that you had tap out.
Are you sure about
that? I don't ever recall them having people tap out. I think it was always giving up. I never
to think of
like
a submission finish from like an early show. Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know if that's real or not. But anyways, I trust you.
Oh no, but no, it's only from memory, because I only recall tap outs ever coming in the Attitude Era. I mean, for example, $1 Million Dream, they'd pass out. They'd never tap out to $1 Million Dream. Same as Roddy Piper's sleep hold. They'd never tap out. They'd pass out and he'd drop him. That'd be it.
Sure. Yeah. I don't even remember anyone submitting, thinking about it. It's always the big pinfall for the WWF, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or, passing out. Anyway. So Brett reverses and locks in his own sharpshooter, but Owen grabs the ropes this time. This is where you're like, I smell that finish coming. It's on the agenda. Victory roll attempt by Brett. Owen has none of it. Sits down into it. Brett's shoulders are down. For the 1, 2, 3. Owen wins. Owen wins. Owen wins. Brett looks shocked and is just sitting in the middle of the ring, devastated that his brother's tricked him into winning. Has outmaneuvered him, you know. Owen steps right up to Brett. Owen shoves his middle finger into Brett's face, and Brett just takes it like, fuck. And it's the best bit of storytelling. This obnoxious little brother who's managed to trick his older brother, and Brett doesn't even react. He's just like, oh, fuck you. Beat me, when he shoves his middle finger in his face.
Also then followed up by the fact is, hang on, surely then we should have Owen versus the winner of Luger versus Yoko.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that was never the stipulation.
No, never. But it just seems a bit like, oh, so Brett's lost, but he can still go for the belt because he's definitely undefeated. He's on an undefeated streak.
Yeah. What a match, though. Easy 5 stars.
Agreed. This is not the sort of match you want to follow.
I was completely spent. That's the one note I've got after this is I am spent. I'm not sure I can pay attention to the rest of this. Nothing's ever going to compare to that.
It's a good thing the match following it was certainly nothing that needed to compare to Owen versus Brett.
So Vince sends us back to Tom Pettengill backstage with a jubilant Owen Hart. Yeah, nice Tom Pettengill spot here. Owen doesn't think Brett has a hope in hell in his title match tonight, which I thought was such a good line. Then Todd sends us to a classic WrestleMania 2 moment with Gorilla Monsoon doing the voiceover. Just to throw it out there, between every match, there's one of these segments where they go, oh, look at this thing that happened at WrestleMania 2. Oh, look at this thing that happened at WrestleMania 3. I'm not going to talk about them all. I will talk about the ones where they missed the main events and things like that. But, we'll move on. So, come back to the ring, and the ring announcer goes, not only is he the president of the Hair Club for Men, but also a client. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Cy Sperling. And I'm like, what is this shit?
He doesn't use Just for Men.
Cy turns his back to the hard cam and introduces his newest creation, the Fink. He didn't create the Fink.
It was awful. Which is why
what
I loved
it. What were you thinking? Were you missing your hair at this point?
Well, that's why I thought he turned to the hard cam to be like, I've got hair on the top of my head. And I thought, you piece of shit. In 1994, I think I was thinning.
Bam! Bam! Fink introduces the next match. Thank fuck.
The Flintstones.
Yeah, what is that about? So, mixed tag team match of Bam Bam Bigelow and I quote here, his main squeeze, Luna Vachon, versus Dink and Doink.
Are you ready for the backstory? Because, don't get me wrong, this is the Owen and Brett trilogy, but I know that people want to know why Doink the Clown and Bam Bam Bigelow have legit beef at this time.
You go for it. You go for it, mate.
So they started feuding at the tail end of 1993, where Bam Bam was getting annoyed by Doink's pranks. And so basically Doink had been throwing confetti over Bam Bam, tripping him over with a broom, classic stuff that Bigelow must have bloody loved. And Bam Bam retaliated by beating up, and I quote from a report from Dave Meltzer, Bigelow retaliated against Doink and Doink's midget sidekick Dink.
Lovely.
So
it was a different time, Tax.
I know, but still. But this match was booked at Survivor Series 93. There seems to be a lot of starting points for all these Mania matches. But Bigelow couldn't beat them because Doink didn't compete. So it was supposed to be like Bigelow and his team against Doink's team. Doink didn't compete. Couldn't find out why. But instead of having Bigelow's team, he faced the Bushwhackers and Men on a Mission dressed as Doinks.
Of course, yeah. Perfect sense.
And then because this just led on to the mixed tag between Bigelow and his main squeeze and Doink and Dink.
Classic storytelling. Bam Bam. The goddamn bumps this big man takes off of the smallest thing. He is so underrated.
We've said about Bam Bam in previous podcasts about how good he is, how good he was as a human being, how agile he was for a big man. The fact, he's main evented more Manias than CM Punk.
Yeah, fucking A.
But then again, so's Lawrence Taylor.
Vince tells us at some point during this match that he's worked out that Lawler is not a nice guy. And I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit.
Had he seen some backstage antics?
He went down the playground before the show. You know? So Dink tags in.
Where
so
Savage
does
was
Luna.
pushing Stephanie on a swing.
Allegedly. Dink tags in. So does Luna. Because Dink
Women
is also a woman.
and small people. Yeah. Because Luna's also Luna's also a mini.
I mean, I would guess we shouldn't assume genders or, you know, how would you put it? Size is. I don't know. Let's just move on. So Dink can take a great pratfall off the top rope, land on his feet, do a front flip, and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
At this stage, I made a note. My note said, future podcast episode, let's do Hulk Hogan's Micro Championship Wrestling as a pod.
Oh. I mean, yeah, why not? That'll be politically correct. Absolutely. We won't get in trouble for that one.
Well, it's almost like a promoter ruining OWE UK running the Dwarfinators.
Yeah, fucking A. So, speaking of pratfalls, Bam Bam and Luna are chasing Dink around the ring and not being able to catch him. It's hilarious stuff here. Really, really fun circus time, you know. Bam Bam dumps Dink off the apron. It gets a bit messy towards the end.
A bit, that is being very polite.
So Bam Bam lands a Dynamite Kid style headbutt off the top, and I'm like, repeat the spot much. Opening match, nudge nudge, wink wink. For the 1, 2, 3, okay, so the winners are Bam Bam and Luna, yeah, fair enough. But the best bit comes after the match.
It's just the best.
They try to do a spot where Bam Bam and Luna are meant to miss big splashes to Dink at the same time. But as they go to do the splashes, Dink rolls out of the way of Bam Bam directly underneath Luna, who squashes him like a fucking bug. It's so funny. The reaction of Luna to be like, you're not meant to be here. Fuck off out the ring, and just lobs him forward. Oh, good
so
Lord.
good. So good.
Maybe one of my favourite spots of all time. Like rolling out of the way of Bam Bam and looking up, and there's Luna in midair.
I mean, in fairness, that's what you'd want of the two.
Yeah, sure. But she doesn't think he's going to be there. So she just lands a full force on him. Oh, it's so funny.
And as you said, then the aftermath, when they were just like trying to then, like, he had to try and no-sell being squished, and they like stomped him to get him out of the ring. It was beautiful.
Absolute best moment of the night. So funny. Anyway, Hell to the Chief plays, and I'm like, what? And what is quite well? Are we going to put this out? It's Bill Clinton. It's not really. It's a lookalike. It's not even a very good lookalike, to be totally fair.
I just popped because IRS was there.
Yeah, so IRS is sitting behind him, and I think the joke is meant to be Bill Clinton didn't pay his taxes, and so they've got a lookalike and IRS sitting behind him because, you know, Vince McMahon's a fucking evil Republican, right?
I was going to say, more importantly, Mike Rotunda and Ted DiBiase weren't obviously good enough to be booked on WrestleMania 10 after watching Dink get flattened by Luna.
Yeah, it's weird that they're just used as kind of characters sitting in the crowd here with... Yeah, I don't like it. So Gorilla goes over the WrestleMania 2 moments, and a massive racist hot dog, and Andre.
Wait, Adam Rose's rosebuds were there?
Well, nice. So I have a secret, Tax. Do you know what my secret is?
I like a secret. Are you sure you want to tell it on our podcast?
I know the secret to whenever a WWF match is going to be good. Do you want to know what that secret is?
It doesn't involve Crush.
It doesn't involve Crush. It is, if the Macho Man is in the match, I'm guaranteed to enjoy it. And then I see that he's wrestling Crush in a Falls Count Anywhere 60-second count match. And I'm like, okay, come on, Savage. This is the one. If ever you're going to pull something shit and make it watchable, this is the one. Can you do it, my friend? Here's a fucking challenge. And I've got to say it, he smashed it out of the fucking park. He's the best.
Thoroughly enjoyable. And again, leading into a storyline coming back from July of 1993 into this. So Savage and Crush were friends. They were buddies, they were compadres. And on Raw, I think it was, where was it in my notes? 12th of July. There it is. 12th of July. Yoko was challenged by Crush for a title match. And at the end of the match, Yoko performed the bonsai drop to win. And after
Crush
the match,
didn't win. What do you mean?
No. I haven't been back to watch the match on Raw because I don't want to ruin the illusion that it was a 5-star classic.
He was undefeated throughout the whole of 1992, I'll have you know. Never beat anyone.
Unbelievable. But after he lost to Yoko hit him with another 3 bonsai drops, and then various wrestlers ran to the ring to help Crush, and then after the 3rd bonsai drop, Savage eventually turned up. Crush then didn't appear on Raw until October. On my birthday, bastard. October the 18th. Go team.
Yeah.
Here comes all of our. You've given away your birthday and mine. We're going to be primed for people to try and steal our identities now. Just note
I'm alright with it.
Just notice that's Tax Williams' birthday. The actual character who plays Tax Williams, his birthday's fucking different because that's how involved I am in the character, motherfuckers. Crush appears. You got a kayfabe birthday, right?
Skip to the end.
Crush then appeared on Raw, accompanied by Mr. Fuji. And the reason why they had beef is because Crush was like, you should have turned up sooner to save me from these bonsai drops.
It's the best logic ever. Like, I knew this story, and I'm like, I'm a good guy. I'm undefeated. Okay, we need to get him over as a heel. What we're going to do, we'll take him off TV for a while after getting squashed, and we'll bring him back with Fuji and some face paint. Sorted.
So, Crush
such good logic.
Crush turned on Savage and dropped him over the guardrail, giving him a lacerated tongue. Another storyline I remember from back in the day.
Not a lacerated tongue.
Exactly. And then just to really assist it, then Yoko came along and gave him a bonsai drop.
Bastard.
This led to various things on Raw. So Savage left, because it was still on commentary, left the commentator's position in like a Raw in November to attack Crush, and then Jack Tunney announced that Savage was suspended from commentating. What a dream. I'd love someone to suspend me. And then, would you believe it? Survivor Series 1993. Savage and Crush called each other to be eliminated from their respective matches, and that led us to the Falls Count Anywhere 60-second match.
I miss wrestling promoters knowing what they're going to be doing in a few months' time. It was such a good moment.
However, whoever created this concept of a match is a fucking moron.
Yeah, so there's this... I mean, every single time it happens, Land of Hope and Glory kicks in, and you're just like, listen to the pop. It's just... The place goes fucking mental. And Macho walks out in his 2-tone Rude Boy gear, and I'm like, this is a man after my own heart. You know, the checkerboard fucking shit. Oh, so good.
Good old Beetlejuice.
Yeah, very Beetlejuice. So, can you explain the rules of this match?
Well, I'm sure people who listen to podcasts know how a Falls Count Anywhere match is, that you can pin your opponent anywhere. Anywhere, and have 60 seconds to get back to the ring to be declared the winner. Obviously, that's how a Falls Count Anywhere match works, right? So basically, you have 60 seconds from pinning your opponent to get back in the ring. However, if you are both back in the ring by that 60 seconds, the pinfall doesn't count, and the match continues.
Crush bra, making kids cry bra. That's a reference someone out there will get. So anyway, let's test my theory about this whole can Macho Man drag anyone to a decent match, because this is going to be the test.
No. Andrew Martin wasn't there.
So Macho charges Crush. The second Crush walks through the slidey big doors, and the crowd eat it up. Crush press slams Macho onto a guardrail.
Lacerating his tongue again.
Macho sells it like he's been fucking shot. For the 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, no, is it over? Little did I know. I genuinely didn't get the rules, so I thought this was just the finish of the match. I'm like, what the fuck? Is that it? it's fucking Randy Savage in a 60-second match. But no, it's the 60-second pinfall. Excuse me.
As you said,
Vince
just
says-
rewatching this, because I thought, I wonder when. God, I didn't recall any pinfalls, but a pinfall straight from the out. It's like, bloody hell.
Yeah, it's odd. It's very, very odd. So Vince tells us, we've now got 60 seconds. I'm like, wait, what? And Fink tells us that Macho has 60 seconds to get back in the ring. And you're like, oh, this rule is fucking stupid. So Macho lands the elbow and has to awkwardly drag Crush to the outside because he landed the elbow in the ring, and he has to get him outside the ring to not get back in the ring. So to pins him on the outside, this is just so silly. They brawl into the crowd. Obviously, Crush gets back in the ring, blah, blah, blah. They brawl into the crowd, into the backstage area. But, you know, WCW did that first in 1997, right? Yeah, sure. It wasn't Macho. Macho doesn't get credit for fucking anything.
Stephanie McMahon is the reason why he gets credit for nothing.
Oh, Tax, stop it. Disgrace. Absolute disgrace. It's Randy Savage. You're besmirching it.
Good use of the word besmirch. Excellent work.
My brain isn't working very well because I'm very sleepy, so I don't know where that word came from. It's there. So Macho, in the funniest fucking moment ever, hog ties Crush, hangs him upside down from a bit of scaffolding. The ropes almost immediately give way, which does ruin the visual just a little bit. He's still hogtied, but Crush is like face first on the floor rather than suspended in the air off the scaffolding. It's fucking brilliant. But this is the moment that, you know, you mentioned earlier. Got any opinions? What do you think?
Beautiful, great use of hang. Because again, only 5 years later, we hang the big boss man. I bet Undertaker was like, lads, what we want to do is we want to hang him by his feet. And what actually happened was someone said, do you remember when Crush got hung by his feet? He just got dropped on his noggin. Well, we don't want to drop Boss Man on his head, so let's just throttle him round his neck anyway and do it that way.
What do you think about this was the bit that made you remember it?
I mean, sometimes in wrestling you don't remember the good things.
Yeah.
It was a
I think we'll be talking about Rey Mysterio's eyes for years now, you know.
I think it was a creative finish for the time period and the audience that they were appealing to at 94 before they were fully into the Attitude Era, because this is just at the end of New Gen, and it was sensible. How would Savage has been busted and shot over a guardrail and he managed to get back in the ring, rather than Crush, who's taken the pinfall and shouldn't be able to get back up in 60 seconds. In a way, it sort of protected Crush. So he did.
Okay, let's put it out there, right? I know we shit on Crush because it's Crush, but he's actually pretty good in this match.
In fairness to Bryan Adams, some of the stuff he did, like in Chronic were great. I really like the work of Chronic. And
two big steroid freaks squashing jobbers. Like, I'm fine with it,
I'm on board. What we need is another bunch of steroid up junk monkeys junking around and squashing tag teams.
50 Scott Steiners, That's all we need.
With a 33 and 42.35% chance of not getting tested positive for nandrolone.
So once this whole shit has happened with Crush and Macho and the scaffolding, Macho runs back to the ring, beats up Fuji. Fink counts down, your winner, Macho Man Randy Savage. The stipulations were dumb as fuck, but this is Randy Savage, so of course he made it work. Fuji did his thing, contributed. Crush was surprisingly good, sells strong, did a sick super kick at one point.
Fucking spot monkey.
But even with all the dumb stuff going on, like Macho's ability to sell and get people involved and tell the story and make the crowd give a shit about it, it's second to none, really.
Even though, some of it's been a little bit shaky, already in the first 3 matches, we've had 3 of the best in-ring workers of all time, one of the best big men in the business, and one of the top minis, and Crush.
Yeah, sure. Gimmicks are plenty, stories are plenty. You know, everything has a purpose, a context. It's great. It's really, really fun.
It's a good thing that our next match, obviously I know we've got a few bits to give for it, isn't just a box ticking exercise.
So we have a little clip package here of WWF Fan Fest. They quote that thousands of fans were there. I say this video makes it look like there's about 20 people there. It didn't look massively busy.
But this was important to one of WWE's business models, because this was the first time, this was actually essentially the prelude to Access. So this is the first time they'd ever done anything like this. And if you imagine the money that Access generates over a Mania weekend for people wanting to go and get their photographs with the Bellas or commentate next to Michael Cole. Boo.
Just Michael Cole sitting there going, all these people are really good at commentating.
Until Excalibur turns up.
Say that again.
Until Excalibur turns up and he's like, oh, fuck. Although, you know, Excalibur's in a bit of trouble at the moment, isn't he? That's what I've read into. I don't think he's a COVID sufferer. I think he's just been put on the sidelines just due to something re-emerging from PWG.
Oh, I didn't know anything about that. I'm sure he said some fucked up stuff in PWG. It's all jokes and stuff, you know. I don't know if there's anything serious.
I think that's the thing. There was a promo him and Kevin Owens did that was slightly insensitive. Quite insensitive, but which they had apologised for the time. But as always with anything on the internet, you've had your time, you've had your name dragged through the mud. But now we want to really rectify that by dragging your name through the mud again and making you accountable for things again.
Yeah, let's not get me started on this, because this week's I've just been watching shit happen. I'm like, what the fuck are we executing people now for, like, you know, not betraying their best friends and stuff? And I'm like, fucking hell, mate, imagine if your best friend, you know, how would you feel? Like, I'm not saying that everyone's right or wrong. I'm just saying let's not fucking execute people for doing nothing. Anyway, so Macho waiters there's this amazing bit where this fanfest shit's happening, you know. They kind of pay it off because they've got the closed circuit television thing next door where I'm assuming the AAA show was held.
No, you got confused there because there were more people in attendance.
There's like 10 times the amount of people. But it's really cool. They cut to it and they scan a camera across as Macho Man Randy Savage comes out of the front near the screen and kind of wades into the horde of people. It's a really beautiful moment that Savage is celebrating his big victory with the fans who are watching next door.
With Cain Velasquez.
You know, if you cheer louder, the wrestlers will work better for you. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, good. Have you noticed that I put that clip at the end of every podcast now?
Well, you've got to cheer louder for us, and we'll do a better podcast. If you like what you do, remember to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or whatever podcast platform is, and maybe you leave us a 5-star review. We'll take it seriously. And buy a t-shirt.
So another classic WrestleMania, WrestleMania 4, Macho winning something.
I thought you were about to go, and another classic WrestleMania match, Alundra Blaze versus Leilani Kai.
So that is the next match. WWF World Women's Championship match. Alundra Blaze, the current champion and everlasting champion apparently, especially in '94. Jesus Christ, they never lost the belts, did they, these women?
Build up legitimate champions.
Yeah, for like generations against Leilani Kai. Kind of these two, you know, they used to just pop up every now and again. They weren't as regular as they should have been, and they're pretty much the only women on the roster as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, if you didn't want Mae Young on your card, then this was it. It was either Alundra Blaze going against Leilani Kai, or they brought in Bertha Faye as well. You know, WWE didn't understand how to book women or find decent women's wrestlers in the early 90s, unfortunately. And when they signed Medusa, they was like, oh shit, she actually wants to work? Oh no. Yeah. Bring in the cat.
So Leilani Kai has this like SpongeBob Hawaiian music, you know, it's kind of brilliant. Fink announces Medusa as Alundra Blaze. And I was like, oh, Fink, what happened?
The hair follicles.
Oh, we didn't even talk about him, did we? So Fink had a wig on earlier when they did the whole, here's my creation. And it doesn't suit him very well.
It's all right. We saved that for what happens in a few matches' time. Don't worry.
Oh, that is the thing, isn't it? I forgot about that. So it's been like a week or so since I actually watched this show because obviously we've had to delay a little bit. So I'm just going through these notes going, oh, yeah, that happened. So
I wonder if you have as many notes as I have for this.
Well, my first note says Baze gets some sorry. Baze gets some HBK-esque spooty pyro in the ring. I was like, oh, pulling out all the stops. And then my next note says, if this goes more than 2 minutes, I will be shocked. An Owen Hart match graphic briefly appears, and you're like, huh? That was definitely a mistake. These ladies are not hanging about. Really fun lucha spots, couple of close pinfall attempts. Lawler has a good line about Alundra Blaze, says, with her looks, she could star in westerns if she had 2 more legs. What a dick. So almost exactly 2 minutes after the bell first rang, Baze lands a German suplex for the 1, 2, 3. Fuck this company. Winner and still Alundra Blaze. Yep.
The match occurred. That was good.
The camera pans past. Classy Freddy Blassie. It's still hard to say in an English accent. Lou Albano, Nikolai Volkov, Mae Young, and Moolah all just kind of chilling out at ringside.
Basically, Mae Young and Moolah were basically sorting the lads out for the evening.
You got Classy Freddy Blassie, Lou Albano, and Nikolai Volkov. I want to hear what that conversation is.
Booking. I can still go.
Alundra Blaze does the Ron Simmons ring exit on her way out that I thought was awesome. And we cut to another WrestleMania moment. Piper WrestleMania 5. Do you want to talk about that match? I mean, yeah.
Good German suplex, good bridge.
Yeah, they're very talented. It's just disgraceful the way they're booked. So let's move on.
Leilani Kai was only brought in just to have one final farewell, is what I'd say on this one. But yeah, let's move on to our... I love tag wrestling.
So, as Money Inc. sit in the crowd doing their fucking, Bill Clinton lookalike bullshit.
And the Bushwhackers are in the dark match.
Mm-hmm. So we're Heavenly Bodies, to be fair to them, hella workers. And, a million other awesome WWF tag teams at this time. Next up is the WWF World Tag Team Championship match of the Quebecers, fucking A, Jacques and Pierre, a.k.a.
Mountie and PCO.
Good man. With their manager,
Johnny Polo.
Your boy. Who are our current champions. You're like, wait, what? Versus
Men on a Mission. With Oscar.
Mabel and Mo with Oscar. So Oscar is performing at Madison Square Garden. What the fuck? He's rapping.
And Mo's doing his best impression of being in a sitcom.
I honestly can't understand a fucking word Mo is saying on his rap. He's going blah 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 blah. It's abysmal.
What you don't know, if you actually turn that up and play it at like double speed, it actually says, your time is up, my time is now.
Big Vis, minus the bin bag, is having a lovely time until Oscar steals the whole whoop, there it is. And I'm like, hang on. Tag team? There's a big fucking single at the moment. This is 94. You can't just steal their shit.
And Mabel's sitting there going, I'm going to be the third man.
We randomly cut to a Shawn Michaels Burt Reynolds segment with Rhonda Shear, who apparently is the host of Up All Night on USA. She is the epitome of a tarted up tarty 90s. I'm struggling not to use the word prostitute. Yeah.
A lady of the night, if you will.
Do you want to describe this segment?
Shit. I don't want to mince my words because I know you're tired, but it's very much pre-Attitude Era.
It's absolute fucking filth. Burt Reynolds is basically raping a woman on national television. It's disgusting. It's really bad. Like, for me, you know, I'm pretty liberal with all this sort of shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. It's fun. But this is...
That's a quote. I'm pretty liberal about this shit. It's all good fun. I love a bit of rape. I'm a bit liberal. But...
No. I mean, just sexual content being on TV. Like, but this... It's not great. Burt Reynolds, though, funny.
Well,
So-
we've just seen Leilani Kai wrestle a horse. Burr Lawler.
So we had to watch this shit instead of the Quebecers entrance, which I was furious about because they have
They're
got
the
the very
Mounties.
rare. We're the Mounties.
They're handsome, they're brave, and they're strong. And Johnny Polo's there too.
So good. Then Lawler has a couple of fucking hilarious lines here. Lawler about Big Vis. When he was a baby, he had to get baptized at SeaWorld.
Yes.
And the other one was, forget the bathroom scales. These guys need to be weighed on Richter scales. Like, yeah, good stuff.
Vince supposed
So-
to go, fat shame him, Jerry. Fat shame him.
There's no such thing as fat shaming. It's 94. It's just banter, you know? So, PCO is a fucking madman. Bumps over the top to the outside, missing a leg drop off the top. Fucking madman. Like, Mick Foley gets a lot of credit for crazy bumps. PCO is as bad.
Johnny Polo's facial expression when he did that, it wasn't even like selling it. His facial expression was more like, what the fuck has he just done?
Yeah, massively so. What do you think about Johnny on the outside?
Loved it.
This
Really-
is Raven we're talking about, in case you don't know.
Really obnoxious heel manager. I mean, to be fair, look, Quebecers didn't need a manager. They were both pretty decent on the mic anyway. I know Mountie who spent most of his time with Jimmy Hart in the early days in the feud to the Boss Man, but man, having Johnny Polo as a manager there, because I'd forgotten he managed the Quebecers, because all I really remember his management stuff in WWE was when he was managing Adam Bomb.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not surprised you forgot it, mate. It's not exactly memorable. He doesn't fit the gimmick. He's an American. They're Canadian. It's just, the whole thing's a bit like, they've got accents. Let's give them an American who can talk to Southern rednecks, you know?
This is when it was important for heels to have managers. Most heels had managers or
True.
face rappers.
Rappers? Let's not
Rap.
call Oscar a rapper. He's a human being saying words. Does not rap count, good sir.
That's rap. Words.
So
Plural.
Mo takes all the heat. If you've ever seen a Men on a Mission, you know, is that what they're called? Men on a Mission?
Yep.
Good. If you've ever seen one of their matches, you know how this is going to go. Mo takes the heat, gets a tepid tag to Mabel. I think that's fair.
A weak T tag.
There you go. Very nicely put. Quebecers land a suplex on Mabel because they are giants of the industry, which sends Johnny Polo into a fit of happiness. He is outstandingly funny on the outside. The Quebecers hit an assisted senton thing, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? It looks insane. Malfunction at the junction. Men on a Mission take over. Their shitty assisted splash off the top thing, God, it looks fucking terrible and dangerous.
Everything
Johnny
Men on
Polo-
a Mission did was dangerous. Fuck me, they were awful.
Yeah, really, really shamefully bad. Johnny Polo and Oscar cause the distraction, but Mabel and Mo do their shitty finish to the outside. Apparently, the ref has counted out the Quebecers. What even? The winners are Men on a Mission, but still tag team champions, the Quebecers. What? There were people in the ring, but he still counted them out. What the fuck? Can he do that, Joey?
I thought it was because Johnny Polo had pulled them out of the ring. Because he'd pulled them out of the ring, and then that's why they got counted out.
Oh, okay. I don't care.
But anyway, I mean,
This was
other than
dog
Johnny
shit
Polo,
finish.
other
It's
than Johnny
WrestleMania,
Polo,
son. What's this finish?
and Money Inc. weren't even on the flipping card.
Oh, disgraceful, man. So, Men on a Mission stand tall in the middle of the ring with the straps. Those straps are bloody gorgeous. Need to bring them back. The old tag straps are really, really good. So, one of the things I wanted to pitch to you here was when Vince dies, can we just bring back all the belts from the 90s?
I think when Vince dies, that will be the end of the company. They've sold so many shares now. They're set up for life. Why would they carry on? I mean, seriously, why would they need all that? They've got more money than they can shake a stick at. I love shaking sticks
Yeah.
at money. Why would they bother? Because they're not going to make any more money. This was the peak. This Fox deal was the peak for WWE. Unless they do something clever with their content creation, that's it. So when Vince dies, yeah, let's bring back all the good belts because they're there. But we need to keep changing the belts so we can sell them as a merch stream because that's all they
Fair
are
point.
now.
Yeah,
That's all they are. It's a stream of merch, like that new US title, like the new NXT title, like the
so
updated TNT title that I was hoping would look really nice when they got it finished, and now I hope they come back and go, "Oh yeah, it's still not finished."
Oh wait, did they
haven't
actually
yet.
finish it?
Yeah,
I saw a picture of it and I was like, "Well, it's still fucking ugly, isn't it? Is that the finished version?"
yep. That's well. To be fair, the first TNT one was the finished item, and then they turned around and said, "Oh, it's because we weren't able to get someone to gold plate it during COVID. Yet we can still run wrestling shows. We can't go to a fucking jeweler or Belts by Dan or Leather by Dan or whatever he's called in the UK and get him to do the belts for us."
Yeah.
Oh my days! But anyway,
Shame. So, classic WrestleMania 6 moment. Hogan puts over Warrior. Generally a really, really good moment. Rhonda Shear and Donnie Wahlberg walk out. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Rhonda is the bell ringer. I'm sure she's rang plenty of bells. Donnie Wahlberg is obviously one shitty celebrity too much as he gets booed the boo treatment from the fans. Donnie introduces our special guest referee for the next match. In head-to-toe zebras, it's Mr. Perfect. He is selling this referee role more than most people are selling on this show tonight.
do you think what happened was Savage's like seamstress had leftover material? So Perfect was like, "I'll have that."
Here we go, Tax. WrestleMania 10. Wait, don't you fucking step on my line again. Here we go, Tax. WrestleMania 10. It's not all good.
It's 10 years in the making.
Go on. What are you going to say?
Oh no, you do a bit, and I'll rant about it in a second.
WrestleMania 10. It's not all good. WWF World Heavyweight Title Match featuring our special guest referee, Mr. Perfect. It is Yokozuna, our current champion, with James E. Cornette and Mr. Fuji doubling up on the managers, versus Made in the USA, Lex Luger.
Why the fuck was this not second, giving Bret Hart an unfair advantage going into the second match?
Tax, would you like to tell us about the build for this match? I know you're a fan.
This is one of the best 6 hours on the WWE network I could possibly ever wish on anyone outside of the PC Combine. This is
So
good.
to give our listeners a little bit of a backstory, sometimes I'll say to you, can you do a bit of a backstory on this or whatever? I knew I didn't have to for this one. I was like, I know if I just go on, tell us about it, you'd have all the information. So go on, do your thing.
Dear listener, let me take you back to the 4th of July of 1993 to the Yokozuna Body Slam Challenge on the USS Intrepid. Oh, friends. This was a time where nobody could slam Yokozuna, and they invited sports stars and wrestlers from around the world to try and slam the definitely not Japanese Samoan Yokozuna.
He had salt. He must be Japanese.
Throughout the day, people tried and failed to slam Yokozuna, including so close Macho Man Randy Savage to slamming Yoko. And then no one could slam him. But what's that in the distance? We finished the challenge. There seems to be a helicopter flying down. Who could possibly be on that helicopter? Walking out in red, white, and blue. It looks like it's got everything. Some would say it's the total package. Oh fuck no, it's not. It's Lex Luger. And then Lex Luger comes along to slam Big Yokozuna on the USS Intrepid, one of the rumoured venues for SummerSlam this year, but it's not happening because why would you not have SummerSlam on a fucking boat? But this began, would you believe it? After slamming Yoko on the USS Intrepid, this began Luger's push. So much that this push, it took almost a year for him to get into the fucking main event. It started strong where Luger was going to challenge Yoko at SummerSlam 1993. So if you recall, when we might have mentioned this about Luger before, this is when Luger won the match by countout, didn't win the title, but they still lifted him up on the shoulders and did all the pyro and balloon drops and everything. This had also led, leading up to SummerSlam in 93, the Lex Express.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember some of these vignettes of Lex Luger?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the worst part of the Lex Express was Lex was expected to live and travel on this bus into like Butt Creek nowhere to go and shake hands with people to raise his profile.
Wait. No. The worst part about the Lex Express is it featured Lex Luger. That
Well,
is the problem here.
This is where it started going wrong for the Lex Express, because Lex didn't want to be part of the Lex Express. He was like, I'll just fly into the next town, and refused to travel on the bus. So in like all these little towns where there wasn't an airport, they're like, where's Lex Luger? And they're like, busy.
It's so fucked up. Like, so Vince comes to Lex and goes, we're going to make you the next Hulk Hogan, okay? You can literally hear like in the background as Vince is giving the speech, you know? Lex is like, so what am I going to do, Vince? And Vince is like, we're going to buy you, right, this bus. We're going to make you Mr. America, Mr. USA. You're going to go from town to town, and all the fans are going to get to know you, and you'll get to interact with the fans. And Lex is like, yeah, I could just get a plane, and you could just do all the bullshit for me. You know, like, are you surprised Vince didn't pull the trigger on Lex ever? Like, come on, dude.
Well, after SummerSlam, they cooled off a little bit on him, and to the fact that Luger even had to compete to enter the 94 Rumble. And he won. He was I can't remember. I think it was something that he was supposed to be like wrestling with like Great Kabuki and was it Tenryu, who were also in that Rumble.
Probably. I don't know.
They'd all tried to prevent Luger coming in, and Mr. Fuji tried to do it. And then, as we mentioned, the opening match of the card, Luger and Brett both miraculously fell over the top rope at the same time and declared co-winners. Luger won the Brett won the coin toss, so Luger had to face Yoko first, knowing full well in 2 matches' time he'd have to wrestle again.
Can we jump into the match?
Yes, please. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, if you want to go and watch the USS Intrepid thing, it's on the network. It's fucking awful. But
by awful, you mean the best thing ever, yeah?
It's funny just watching Fuji because, you know, they're in the middle of the ocean. It's fucking hot. And it's basically Fuji keeps on going to Yoko. He's like, oh, pretty hot not wearing shoes.
So, Yoko, the champion, comes out first. God damn it. This feels surprisingly racist. Just me?
Awful. Having a Samoan man as a Japanese sumo fighter with his
As
Japanese
the
marriage
bad
with
guy
Salt.
Against
And
the white guy, you know, Mr. America. Like,
I mean, WWF?
yeah. I don't remember it being this racist. Like, watching it back, you're like, oh, I don't know about this.
It's what the people wanted at the time.
So, Luger also gets the shitty spooty pyro from the ceiling treatment. Cornette's gear. Wow. I was sitting there going, I bet Tax is jealous of what Cornette's wearing at ringside.
I love gold, as Gold member would once say. I love gold.
I've got to describe it as Sergeant Pepper, but gold sparklies.
James E. Cornette and the Lonely Racist Hearts.
Vince putting over Luger strong on commentary. Not with finishes, but he's talking him up at least.
Lex Luger, look at those pythons. Where's the other guy who had pythons? Oh, he's recording Trouble or Thunder in Paradise or whatever it was called.
3 Ninjas, bro. Yeah, that's a fucking banger. So that is, by the way, one of the worst movies that have ever existed. We have to review it. It'll be so funny. We haven't done a bonus pod in ages. Let's do 3 Ninjas soon, yeah?
Yeah. Well, Christmas is coming.
We've got to find it. Someone must have a distribution thing of it somewhere, but whatever. So, Yokozuna. I've not watched much Yokozuna, okay? And I've watched a lot of video packages. I've watched WrestleMania 9. You know, I've watched a few Raws and things like that with him. Seeing him here, he is astonishingly agile for a man of his size.
Yoko's so good.
I never understood how good he was until you see matches like this. against fucking someone as bad as Lex, Yoko looks astonishingly good. I've used that word way too many times today, but yeah.
I run out of superlatives when I start watching Yoko, because as a big man, he does everything he's supposed to as a big bad heel, and then everything else on top with his agility, his athleticism. But still, even though this run's really good for Yoko, man, his tag with Owen was so good.
I need to watch them. I really need to watch them. I'm assuming we might get a little bit of it later in this trilogy, or is that later on?
Might be just a little bit after we finish, but we might get just a little bit of it.
I'm thinking maybe I'll try and watch some of the shows in between the pay-per-views we're doing. So hopefully I'll get to see some there at least. But even if it's post the shows we're doing, I'm still going to try and watch it.
It's almost like this is a great... I was going to say, it's almost like this is a great growing testament to how much we enjoyed Lex Luger's work in here, that we were talking about Yoko's tag with Owen in our future podcast episodes, and actually covering, oh, look, Luger's slow. He's going to set up for his metal-plated forearm smash. Oh, shenanigans.
There's one bump that Yoko does that I know he's done before, but seeing him go backwards, a 400-pound man, like he's easy 400 pounds here, yeah?
Going probably near 500 at this stage.
Yeah. Going backwards out the ring between the middle and bottom ropes to the floor. I wouldn't want to do that now.
Ouch.
It's incredible that he can do that and be this size. It's amazing.
It's the fact they put in Yoko that it's a case of you're going to need to work 2 matches, you big 500-pound mass of a man.
Yeah, astonishing. Just wish he'd stayed in shape a little bit better and survived a bit longer. Because you think about all the stuff he could have done, you know.
There were all the stories that he set his goal to become like the heaviest man or something like that. And then he started piling on the weight. And obviously, when you're that size, your health's going to suffer instantly. There are stories that people have described Yoko as like he got so big. And Fuji would look after him genuinely, like in the real world, look after Yoko as he goes around. And there was a horrible story when Yoko was really gaining weight, where some of the boys in the locker room made fun of him because he sat on a toilet and it just collapsed under his weight while he was shitting, and then Fuji had to help clean him up because he couldn't reach around to sort itself out. And it's one of those things where you think, if that ever happened to me in my life, and something that embarrassing had happened to me, and that you felt your own self feel like heartbroken that happened, that surely should have been the sign to be like, maybe this isn't the best way for me to go about making a career.
Talking about crushing shit.
Nice.
They do strikes and rest holds.
A lot of rest holds.
Do you notice the long pause I left there? Because that's it. Until Yokozuna obviously has had enough. And he's like, lay down, Lex. Here's a Vulcan death grip. Hour later, while Perfect stands staring at these two in absolute disgust at the lack of action, Yokozuna has a busted up lip. I'm going to assume it's because Lex is a shitty wrestler. So Yokozuna's like, nope, and just puts Lex back down on the mat with the Vulcan death grip locked in. Another hour passes. This is where Lex does that sell job that I tweeted at Willpower. I'm just saying, if he falls out the ring and bumps to the floor, stands up, walks across the aisleway to bump on a different bit of the ring rails or whatever, and then the look on Fuji's face is like, fuck that guy. She just walks past him casually.
In Luger's defense, we've seen people slip downstairs at Triple Mania. Maybe it was just a bit soggy on the surrounding mats at ringside. Maybe he's just slipped over. Let's move on.
So the last 43 minutes and 57 seconds of this show are taken up by another couple of Vulcan death grips. Lex is overselling every strike and bullshit thing that happens, but is barely selling this Vulcan death grip. It's literally like 90% of the match. Yoko's got him on the floor. I was like, nah, man, you ain't doing shit to me anymore. Lex is the absolute shit. Lex hulks up and the fans give zero fucks. Lex, the face, slams Yoko's face into an exposed turnbuckle. Ref?
Can he do that? Can he do that, Kurt Hennig?
Lex goes for the scoop slam and almost drops Yoko right on his fucking head because he's a useless piece of shit. Cornette and Fuji both bump for Lex because you have to get some heat somewhere, you know. I feel like this was called on the fly. They were just like, fuck, no one gives a shit. I've got to do something. Jump in. Lex has Yoko pinned, but Perfect has to check on Cornette, so Perfect won't count the fall. Lex turns Perfect around to count the fall, like, come on, dude, what are you doing? But Perfect then has to go check on Fuji. Logic? These are injured people. He's the referee.
What a fantastic... I mean, does he have his referee's license? I never checked.
Mr. Perfect decides to disqualify someone because it is not clear at all at the end of the match. Fink chimes in. And still... WWF World Heavyweight Champion, Yokozuna. Thank fuck for that. So, we have to jump backstage to get like the finale of this match, if you will. Pettingill, is backstage with Perfect. Perfect explains that Luger can't touch the official.
Correct.
Nice to have a finish explained. You know, logic. Almost like a joke you have to explain. Always the best way to do it.
99% of all my jokes.
I mean, what a pile of shit. It's not all
this
good.
was your one half of your double-header main event title match. It's almost like they thought that putting this after Owen and Brett would have killed the momentum of the show.
Yeah. I mean, Yoko's good.
Fuji's good.
Yeah. Even
Cornette's good in this.
Yeah. I enjoyed Vince on commentary. I enjoyed Hennig as the ref. There's the bit where like he puts in the second Vulcan death grip and Hennig is literally just standing there going, you could, do some wrestling.
The fact Kurt Hennig, I think Hennig was injured a bit at this time, wasn't he? Which is why he wouldn't have been on the card, because they had their little run in at Caesars, didn't they? Oh no, that was Hennig and Luger, wasn't it? Back at Caesars Palace when they were fighting backstage.
God, I'm trying to remember.
Because there was a match because that was when it was Narcissist Lex Luger, and him and Hennig were fighting backstage in the parking lot, I think. And that was when Luger started turning face.
Sorry. You said fighting in the parking lot at WrestleMania 9. I'm like, that was the show, Tax. Anyway, so classic WrestleMania 7 moment. Jake and Rick Martel do a blindfold match. Nothing else happened on that show. Definitely not. So Fink introduces Harvey Whippleman. Whippleman calls Fink a monkey-faced New Yorker. And I'm like, oh, careful. And he is mean to our boy Fink. So Fink shoves Whippleman to the ground. Yay! Which brings out Adam Bomb. Boo! Bomb goes after Fink. What a piece of shit. But Earthquake is here for the save, cueing our next ECW-style introduced match of Adam Bomb with Harvey Whippleman versus Earthquake.
Once again, reiterating, Money Inc. and Kurt Hennig are not on this card.
Power Slam. Big whoopsie. 1, 2, 3. Earthquake is your winner. Yay!
You know what this is? Because they're like, oh shit, we've got 9 WrestleMania moments and only 8 matches. Quick, get another match in there just so we can put another Mania moment in there.
So we'll get to it in a second, but this is not the only thing that I think was rushed or cut in the case of a different match.
Well, we know what was definitely cut later. We'll get to that after the great classic. But I mean, I like I would always love John Tenter because he's also a man in his 20s who started losing his hair.
You know, in a posh restaurant, you get that course in between all the other courses. You're posh, you'll get this. There's like a sorbet or something. I believe it's called an amuse-bouche, if you will.
You want a palate cleanser as well, if you will.
Absolutely. That's what this match was. It's exactly what I needed after that bullshit before it. Earthquake squashing Adam Bomb with Harvey Whippleman and Fink. Like, yeah, fucking A, I'm in. It's great.
Maybe Vince on the fly was like, who have we got backstage? Oh, we've got Adam Bomb, we've got Tenter. Oh, fuck. All right.
Everyone gets a payday.
Hopefully it's based on minutes in ring. I hope Tenter earned more than fucking Luger.
To be fair, could we give these two half an hour instead? I bet that'd be a better match.
Isn't Brian Clark currently in prison for extortion?
No idea. I didn't even know he was alive still. Most people from this era are kind of dead at this point. So that was a negative thing to say. Sorry.
I was going to say, let's not look down the card because you've got Owen gone, Bam Bam gone.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I can't handle it.
Okay, I'll stop. I will stop. No problem.
So we go backstage to Todd Pettengill again. There's a lot of Todd Pettengill on this show. This time with an angry Cornette and Yokozuna. Cornette calls Todd Petting Zoo, which I marked so hard for. Cornette does Cornette. He may be a cunt, but he's the best talker in the history of pro wrestling. There is no question about it.
Performer Cornette is very, very enjoyable to watch. Human being Cornette.
Yeah, there's a bit where what's the other manager? Fuck, I forgot his name. Fuji comes in, and Yokozuna turns to him and goes, "Horse, you have up there." Just fake Japanese. I'm like, that is the most racist shit I've ever fucking heard. Like, what I just did is an amazing impersonation of it. Whoa. My phone just perked up. Like, need my consent on a few items? What the hell was that?
That's exactly what Yoko was saying to Fuji to get him as a second signatory. I need your consent on a few items, and it just came out really badly.
My phone just like fucking came alive. What was that? I'll do it later. Anyway, so Cornette says, "You talk about waking a sleeping giant. He's not only awake, but he's mad. He's enraged. He's furious. This is all off the top, by the way. And he's hungry. He's hungry and he wants to be fed. And Bret Hart, he's gonna be the shark. The wrestling ring's gonna be the ocean. And you, Bret Hart, are gonna be the blood poured into the water. That ticks off the feeding frenzy." Oh my God, Cornette is the fucking best in 94.
I mean, again, do you see those promos off the cuff? It's like everyone, when we, and us included, we wax lyrical about Flair's post-Rumble promo in 92, where everyone's like, "Tell him Perfect," and Perfect's like, "Shit." But it's those people and it's those wrestlers, it's those characters, it's those personalities which carry a show, and that's why there are these memorable moments outside of CM Punk's inverted commas pipe bomb and maybe Roman Reigns being booed for 5 minutes going, "It's my yard now." How
Such
many memorable promos in the last 10 years can you even think of?
If we're talking exclusive WWE, it becomes very, very difficult to find, like, you know, those classic one-liners and such.
Find the time they got script writers, and that will be the date that these wonderful promos stopped.
Yeah, absolutely. So, classic WrestleMania 8 moment. Undertaker was there, did a few things. There's only 2 matches left. We now know the
Undertaker's
main
not
event.
here this year because he got buried in a coffin.
So, what is that? Why? Was
Back
he injured?
injury, time off.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So, we now know there is only one main event left. It's going to be Yoko versus Bret. But this pay-per-view is widely known for 2 matches. The opener with Bret and Owen, and this.
The ladder match idea stolen from Bret Hart.
It was stolen from Bret Hart. The first ladder match broadcast by the WWF. Notice how I phrased that? Because it wasn't the first ladder match. For the Intercontinental Championship, our current champion, Razor Ramon, versus HBK, Shawn Michaels with Diesel. I mean, it's one of these things that I'm just like, I'm just going to sit back and watch this because fucking hell is it good.
Incredible, stands up in today's time, even going through like the shitty storyline that there are 2 IC belts. This was where HBK had been stripped of his IC title because he hadn't defended it enough, and basically the rumors in the dirt sheets and on the line. How old am I? Oh, just get it on the line. Was that it was this storyline was done because HBK was refusing to drop the belt.
Yeah.
Razor won it in a battle royal, and defeating Rick Martel, who was the other finalist in the angle. HBK refused to acknowledge the change, and then they had to decide who the true IC champion was, because they did like two belts on the TV show, and they hung it up. Yeah, love it.
It's so cool. The 2 IC belts gimmick is so much fun going into this. Like, I didn't know the backstory at all, really. So they do a quite good job of explaining it here and there, you know, and cheers for that. But yeah, the announcer tells us that there are no rules, and I'm like, and then goes on to explain the rules. I'm like, I don't know about this. The match itself, it's just bloody brilliant. I can't think of how to describe it. I haven't written down the spots or anything. It's just insane. Like, it's just a match you have to go and see, I think.
The best thing about this match is it led to the 10-man or 12-man tag being cancelled to be following this. There have been stories that the producers were selling to the referee in his earpiece, telling to Razor and Sean to go home, and they both went, nah, fuck that, and just went to business for themselves, because this is, from a gimmick match, I genuinely believe this is the greatest gimmick match of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. It has to be.
I just, as you said, this wasn't one to sit back and take notes. If you're a fan of professional wrestling and you're listening to this podcast, you would either already watch this match and know the intricacies of it and seen it on several occasions. And if you were not a fan, and again, thank you. I know we always sort of make jokes about, you must have watched this if you're a wrestling fan. If you are someone who got into professional wrestling in times that say the end of the Attitude Era, if you got in basically in the reality era as they called it, or with like Cena and all of that, like ruthless aggression, and you've never seen this match, we do say this sometimes on the podcast, but genuinely, if you want to watch half an hour of fantastic storytelling, great in-ring work, and innovation with a ladder that set the foundation for what made the Hardys, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys so popular and mainstream superstars, this is the match that did it.
Sure, it's reckless at times, it's dangerous at times, the story is perfection, it's scary and terrifying and shocking, but two best friends beating the shit out of each other knowing they can do it safely. It's wrestling perfection. It's not my personal like favorite kind of wrestling. This kind of dangerous, fall into the ropes, fall back on the broken ladder, this sort of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't dislike it in any way, shape, or form. It's really, really good. But if you're gonna do this style of match, I think this is just about as good as it's ever been done.
Every bit of risk and every bit of violence had its place, and it just evolved and it developed and it got more and more grandiose. When you see things like Money in the Bank matches now, it's just spot fest for spot fest's sake. This was just similar to Brett and Owen. It was all about one-upsmanship of utilising the ladder in more innovative ways. And as you said, considering 94, this was the first ever ladder match on WWF TV. They set the bar impossibly high.
Yeah, absolutely. So the finish comes when Sean is climbing the ladder. He talks way too much. Razor tips the ladder, so Sean crotches on the top rope. Really cool to see this bump for the first time. HBK gets his leg caught in the ropes, and Razor starts to climb the ladder. Sean gets himself free, but then gets his arms trapped into the ropes. Razor grabs both the Intercontinental belts, falls backwards off the top of the ladder, dragging both belts down with him, taking a huge bump, and winning the match. It is iconic, to say the least, bro. It looks so cool.
It's so iconic we didn't even have to do the Iconics tag team thing, because it didn't
I did
even
it
need
a little
joke.
bit without even thinking about it. I went, oh, iconic. And I was like, oh, I didn't even mean to do that.
It needs no... It was great. It was, as you said, it's two great workers. And this is what made HBK. I honestly believe this is what made the fans suddenly go, and this was the start of the turn. I believe this is, after this show, this is where Vince McMahon went in and was like, we've got a babyface on our hands.
Yeah, sure. Which is a mistake, or looking back on it, but it worked out. It's again, it's sloppy and dangerous at times, but that's the whole point. It's meant to be, it's meant to look terrifying to the average fan and stuff. A proper blood feud match just sets the standard for these kind of gimmick ladder matches,
But it might have in for timing out a show might have gone a little bit too long.
Because we cut backstage to a bunch of jobbers and JEFF, JARRETT, why it's double J backstage. Something about not having a 10-man tag team match because Sean's a selfish cunt. It is what it is.
Yeah, basically there was going to be a 10-man tag, which was going to be IRS, Head Shrinkers, Rick Martel, and JWWF JARRETT taking on the 1-2-3 Kid, Bob Sparky Plug, Tatanka, and the Smoking Guns. Bang bang.
Wow,
but the match was called off. The match was called off because the heels couldn't decide who would be team captain, so they said, "Fuck it, we're not going to do it."
Yep. Good story time. Perfect. So Ted DiBiase cuts a promo on Bill Clinton. What a pile of wank this gimmick was. And so we cut to WrestleMania 9, highlight moment that does not feature Hulk Hogan. Just something about, Yoko screwing over Brett. That's how WrestleMania 9 ended, right, Tax?
Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Exactly. So, I have something that I've just realised at this moment as I'm now reading this. I haven't watched the last match on this show. Legit, my last couple of weeks have been that insane. I've watched all of this apart from that main event. Because I remember sitting here watching it going, I can't keep my eyes open anymore. I need to go to bed. I'll watch it in the morning. It'll be fine.
Well,
fuck. Should we do a live reaction to it?
No, I'm going to, because I've made beautiful notes of this. And okay. I don't have the ability to get it up on my antiquated Mac. So I'd have to basically unplug everything and go into a different room.
Okay, let me put it to you this way. You know how, I have login details for the network. If I could post them to me, that would be really useful right now. Because I've got a new computer that I haven't even got logged into the network yet. Shows how much WWF I watch. WWE, sorry. I don't even know the name of the company.
We'll resolve that later. But I can understand why you fell to sleep. But you missed so much.
I know what happens. So if you want to go through it, okay, just say what happens, get to the finish and stuff. We know it's Brett Lex. I've seen the match before, but go on.
So basically, we are now set for, well, I'll let you introduce our
main events of the evening. Love you, think, miss you every day.
We are greeted first by our special guest referee, Tom Pritchard. Rowdy Roddy Piper. And we also get a few celebrities. So we get our guest ring announcer of Bertie Reynolds and the guest time teacher of Jenny Garth of Beverly Hills 90210.
Because that was a popular thing in 94?
It was. Brett was attacked by Yoko before the bell. They were playing up the knee injury. So he's all over him until Yoko made a mistake. And my very detailed notes wrote, Hart knocked Yoko to the mat. Cornette tries to do...
That is what happens, to be fair.
But yeah, Cornette tries to do heelish managed stuff and distract Piper, so Piper punched him in the face. Mm-hmm. Yoko does his big
heel
leg...
managers getting their comeuppance, it's really good fun, especially with Piper making his little WrestleMania spot,
Yoko dropped a leg drop, missed his avalanche, and then Brett tried to have his little hope spot till Yoko got him with a belly to belly. Yoko attempted a bonsai drop, but he lost his balance, Rich. He lost his balance and he fell to the mat. And Brett basically pinned Yoko because he missed the giant whoopsie.
It's lovely to finally see a big star, I guess that's what Yoko is at this point, putting over Brett clean. Like how we've craved this for years and years and years. And I know it's not tapping out to the sharpshooter, but how the fuck is he going to put down Yoko? He's not going to suplex him or do the sequence, is he? Because it's fucking Yoko, for God's sake. You know what I mean?
My favourite part of this match, and again, this match was nowhere near... it's not Brett Owen, and in fairness, it's not Yoko's performance trying to get Luger over. This is very much like a smash and grab. They're running out of time. Their pay-per-view feed's going to end because HBK and Razor went too long. But the best part of this match, not the part you're thinking, which we'll get to, the best part is I always love these things where the faces empty out the locker room and raise up the champion, because you can see which really needy shitheads come out and celebrate with them and want to be one of the two people to hold the wrestler up on their shoulders so they can get in all the magazines and get all the shots. Bob fucking Holly and Macho Randy Savage lifted him up. But he's joined in the ring, not only by these wrestlers, Vince on commentary goes, and I'm going to go and join him. So he puts down his headset to go and celebrate. Gorilla Monsoon's in the ring. You've got Piper. Luger's out and they do the whole let's shake hands. Bret Hart is definitely the better man and Luger's the shit. And also Burt Reynolds in there, Rhonda Shear, basically all the celebrities are in there. Until we started the episode with we started the episode not with HBK. He's the reason why we had to rush the finish. We started with Owen and Bret, and we finish with a dejected Owen Hart. Earlier in the day, he'd beaten his brother. He was on top of the world. He said, Yoko's going to beat him. To then come out and see Bret. It's still the all-conquering hero. Bret's still the ones the fans are cheering for. He lost. And Owens just stood there thinking, no one's celebrating him. They're celebrating a loser. And that's how we go off the air.
It's just the best, man. The little bit of storytelling with Owen and Bret there. So much fun because we know what's going to be coming down the line. I will say the footage, the finishes, the finish. Let's put it that way. Then, there's that bit where Vince goes, what is it? I can't remember. He says something along the lines of, oh, Yoko's damaged his head or something. You're like, did he? I didn't see that.
His cranium's been well and truly cracked.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. I'm just happy Bret won. That's just as long as that happened after what happened at WrestleMania 9. I don't give a shit how it happens. We just need Bret to win the belt, and that's what happened here.
He got his redemption, and that's the most important thing. They made a star. Yeah. I mean, would you be shocked to hear that? Because we're obviously going on to Bret and Owen for the next 2 episodes of our trilogy. Would you we could bin that off and continue the Men on a Mission versus Quebecers tag team plan.
Nah, you're right. I'll stick with this. This sounds like more fun to me.
But they went on to win the belts 9 days later on Raw.
Amazing. Let me get right on that for you now.
It was an unplanned. Do you want to know what the notes said? And I will read this verbatim. This is said to have been an unplanned title change as Mabel accidentally fell on Pierre to get the pinfall. The title reign only lasted 2 days, however, as the Quebecers won the belts back
is that
in a
legit?
rematch.
He
That's
accidentally fell on him and got the pinfall. Fucking hell. That
man.
Can't be real, can it?
That's the source that I've read. And here it is. So, and that source was from Online World of Wrestling Archived. It was originally posted, and it's Tag Team Profiles Men on a Mission. So that's where that came from.
Brilliant. Absolutely love it.
Can you imagine that, Vince McMahon? Mabel, what the fuck are you doing? I just fell on him, boss.
I won the belt accidentally. Maybe this is where you're going wrong.
PCO, what the fuck did you do not kicking out? Have you tried kicking up that lump of shit off?
Mate, you know when Matt Terry was like the Hustle and Heart champion?
Yeah.
You just fall onto him, during a match.
Also, fair play to Matt Terry, who today got his uni place at Kent Uni to study media studies with a year abroad. Well done, Matt Terry. I know you don't listen to the podcast because you're better than that.
As a person that has a film, radio, and television degree, yeah, good luck with that, mate. So let's move on, shall we?
It's important to get an education in this day and age.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I learned so much in my 3 years and £15,000 later at university. That was well spent. Anyways.
That's right. He's involved in British wrestling. He realised he's never going to have any money.
It's great fun. So, go on, let's get to the end of this. Cornflake rating for the show?
For the whole show?
Yeah, whole show.
I really enjoyed it. I sent you a message before we recorded this. I think because I've watched so much shit wrestling in a while, this was the first card I've watched.
Current wrestling, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. I got to watch this card start to finish the morning after we recorded the GWF podcast. It was in the morning. I dropped my daughter to nursery. I watched it start to finish, and it was glorious. I enjoyed it so much because the memories from this time for me, which is difficult because the emotional feel I get for this show is greater than the actual quality of the event. So
yeah, I get
for
it.
me, in ring, you had two quality matches, two of the greatest matches ever in a WWE ring. But the rest
opener
of
and the ladder
card,
match, yeah.
Yeah, but the rest of the card was fun, but in ring wasn't great. So I'm going with three cornflakes, but 5 cornflake matches for both Owen and Brett and the ladder match.
Interesting. So if we're talking like, what I enjoy about professional wrestling, which is things how we have to come at these really, I'm giving this a 4 because all the bullshit in between I laughed at so much because it was so bad. Like Little Richard lip syncing, at least I thought he was at that point, because that's how it's portrayed. All the Burt Reynolds, like terrible, grotesque stuff in between. I was just like cringing, like kind of how The Office makes you kind of laugh, cringe, the vast majority of the stuff. And then watching Lex Luger and Yokozuna, I was like, fucking hell, I need a skip button for these rest holds. But all the bits of Lex selling in between always makes me piss myself laughing. And it has 2 outstandingly good matches and a main event that I didn't watch. I mean, yeah, I luckily I'd seen that before, so I know the ending and everything. But yeah, you could play me that Brett Owen opener 10 times, and I'd still be entertained by it because there'd be something else I spot, or a little nuance I missed, or a bit of communication between the two.
That's the best thing about these 2 matches. They stand up against anything in today's market. They are Brett and Owen for essentially the first match in inverted commas they had. It's it's exciting to see what they can go to next in the trilogy, which is why I think this was the best point to start this trilogy. I'm going to go and find the match where Mabel fell on PCO.
Recap it for the opening of next week's pod, yeah?
Crikey. Where can people find you on social media?
You can find me at Fanboy Rich.
Push your shit.
Well, yeah, right now, if you like the movies, go subscribe to Cineworld. We're doing a show every week that I'm editing, which is a lot of fun. That's the main thing right now. Go subscribe to Cineworld. Trust me. Also, I will throw it out there. If you subscribe to Wrestle Talk or whatever, where obviously I'm an editor, we're going to be doing live reactions for some of the big upcoming shows, and I'm going to be producing them, and I'm doing all the graphics and all the streaming software. We're updating it significantly because, we want to give you the best experience as a viewer or whatnot. So maybe tune in for one of those live reactions as you're watching SummerSlam, let's say.
Because it's fun when your friends do something wrong live.
Very much so. And I will fuck it up, I guarantee. So, come do that. It's going to be fun. Come watch along. Subscribe to Wrestle Talk. How about you?
You can find me at Tex Williams across social media. I don't give a shit about wrestling anymore. Me and Mr. Wicked do Pie Club once a month, and it's the best thing in the world. Wrestling can fuck off.
Are you really?
Pie Clubs. We had our second Pie Club on Thursday, which is brilliant. The host provides the pies. The visitor provides the cheese accompaniment, and we rate the pies. I've already written to an email to the British Pie, Melton Mowbray Pie Judging Committee to see what criteria they rate their pies on, so we can replicate this at Pie Club. And our end goal is to be like the Hairy Bikers, or maybe have like a short on BBC Two, like on a Sunday evening, of 2 ex-wrestlers going round tasting pies around the country.
Oh, amazing. So let me ask you this question for the first time then. How's your pie?
Well, this could turn into a complete pie podcast. We tend to review 4 pies a month.
Pies, mortgages, Warhammer, everything but wrestling.
It does make me wonder how not only am I married, I also had sex with a woman once to prepare a child. Prepare a child? In pie mode. We've got to do a good pie preparation. Yeah, they've been excellent so far. I had a mail order pie delivery for the first pie club. Mr. Wicked was on holiday camping, and so he picked up some from a butcher's in Portsmouth.
So I know that you're getting back in shape and stuff, so I was shocked to hear that you were into pies, but the fact that Wicked's into pies, I'm like, hang on.
Yeah, we only do it once a month. We work on our abs. If you want to work on your abs, make sure you subscribe to Setgo Gym Plus so you can work it at home as well from Mr. Wicked.
And then eat a pie.
And then eat a pie.
My phone chirped up again. Did you hear that?
Sorry?
My phone started talking to me again, the fucking piece of shit. I'm going to have to sort that is. Anyway.
That's it.
Sorry.
You go and give that phone what for. You show her who's boss.
Next week, we will be doing SummerSlam 1994, part 2 of our Brett versus Owen trilogy. I can't fucking wait, and I promise to watch the whole show this time.
Can I just double check to make sure I'm not getting my my dates mixed up with here? SummerSlam 94 is also one of the greatest main events of all time, where we have Undertaker versus Undertaker.
I believe you are right. I'm
so excited. No, it definitely is.
Oh, okay.
It's in Chicago. It's in Chicago. The tagline's so hot it's scary.
So, I mean, essentially the main event is change from the DOA versus The Undertaker. So, look forward to that.
No, it's Paul Bearer's Undertaker versus the $1 Million Man's Undertaker, I'll have you know. Amazing. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. World of Rest Pod on Twitter, worldofwrestlingpodcast.com, best place to go find us and communicate. Suggest shows to us. We're running out of things to do. We've got a massive storyline after we've done Brett and Owen. But we'll probably do a spot show here and there in between those. So if you've got any requests, give us a shout. Find us something interesting, something theatrical.
You mean potentially the SCPW Christmas pantomime?
Sounds good to me.
I'm going to win that fucking belt one way or another.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next time, all right?
Bye.
The louder you guys are, the better the wrestlers will perform for you tonight.